Justin Dunk with you for your Firehouse Subs post-game wrap after the University of Guelph Gryphons football team gets a 42-25 homecoming win at a packed alumni stadium, sold out, 8,500 fans on hand on a beautiful day to witness a star performance from senior receiver Vyshonne Janusas, who caught 6 passes for 102 yards in this game. But it was what he did in the return game that really earned him our Player of the Game award. He had 294 total yards in this one, offensive and return yards combined, and it was a 109-yard kickoff return touchdown that helped the Gryphons put an exclamation point on this one, courtesy Janusas, who caught up with our Scotty Fraser after the game.
Joined now by the Firehouse Subs Player of the Game, Vyshonne Janusas. Vyshonne, a huge afternoon for you. 294 all-purpose yards, including that big touchdown in the second half. This team went into the half down by 4, 18-14 against the Waterloo Warriors that no one expected to have the lead against you guys on home field this afternoon through 2 quarters. What was the culture like? What was the mood like going into the half in the locker room and then coming out for the third quarter?
Yeah, so first half we started off very flat. I think we only had 3 points after the first quarter, X amount of points after the second. Obviously, like you said, we were down, but we went into half. Coach gave us a great speech and let us know that we had to play our game and just stick to our plan, not necessarily let things get too far ahead of ourselves or take things too seriously. We just had to play loose, play our game, and that's exactly what we did in the second half.
And 42-25, the final score, but this game was much, much closer. And before we forget about this, that, my friend, is for you as
Awesome,
our Firehouse Subs Player of the Game.
Awesome.
A $50 gift certificate to Firehouse Subs, courtesy of
it.
Firehouse Subs.
Thank you very much.
42-25 does not tell the whole story.
Right.
But the biggest point, the exclamation point in this game was that kick return for the touchdown. Broke a couple tackles, he stiff-armed a couple guys, and went down and looked like you had all day to run to the house. Walk me through the play and what was going through your mind when you saw open field after that.
Yeah, so honestly, the kick initially went wide left. I had to run over there, hit the ground, and then it went past me a bit. Brought me all the way back to the 1-yard line, but then picked up the ball. One of my players, I think it was Caleb Sargent, who I saw in front of me, he made a good block initially. He bounced off him. I seen a hole, cut through the hole, and then after that, it was just all daylight from there.
And it was, it was really the final nail in the coffin for this afternoon and this when you guys are undefeated here at home.
Right.
And with Windsor coming to town next week, they're a tough football team to play. You guys have a ton of talent, obviously proven that you can score at any time throughout a football game.
Of course.
Have you given any thought to what you guys can do against the Lancers? Or are you just going to go soak this one in and enjoy homecoming?
Play our game. It's always the next game. Always looking forward to after we finish a game, we just want to continue to play our game, and that's really it. No, nothing too spicy or nothing too different.
Well, again, 294 all-purpose yards for you.
Is that
and
the
a touchdown.
stat?
That's the stat.
Wow. Cool.
It's a big stat, too.
It
Congratulations,
is.
my friend.
I
That's why
appreciate
you are the Firehouse Subs Player of the
Thank
Game.
you, guys.
Homecoming 2024 comes to a close. Vyshonne Janusas, the Player of the Game.
Janusas was the standout performer in this one for the Gryphons, but there were some other offensive playmakers who had solid performances. Tristan Nabood and Marshall McRae, both quarterbacks for Guelph, each threw for 2 touchdowns in this one. Meanwhile, Willem Arsenault in the receiving corps caught 2 touchdowns in this ball game as well in front of that energetic homecoming crowd. Defensively, Anthony Mortuzzo was the player that stood out most to me in this one. He had 6 tackles, also recorded an interception plus a half a tackle for loss, and his teammate there on defense, Javon Jacobson, had a team-high 7.5 tackles as the Gryphons really put the clamps down on the Warriors' offense, especially in the second half, limiting the University of Waterloo to just 7 points in the final 30 minutes. Defensive coordinator Matt Barry will certainly like that, and head coach Mark Soria will definitely like the win as the Gryphons improve to 4-2 on the season, still with a chance at hosting a home playoff game in the OUA playoffs. But up next is a big-time matchup with the University of Windsor Lancers, who come in ranked in the top 10, top 5, in fact, that is, in U Sports football, undefeated 5-0, while the 10th-ranked Gryphons will welcome this top 10 battle with a chance to really leave their mark on this one. That's the slang term for this team throughout the season. The Gryphons want to leave their mark on the 2024 season. And if they can get a win against the Lancers, that would definitely help them towards their goal of getting into the playoffs and hosting a home playoff game, plus gaining more respect around Canadian university football. The first homecoming win of what I believe will be many under head coach Mark Soria has given this team even more energy to finish the season strong. I'm Justin Dunk with your Firehouse Subs post-game wrap.